your host with the most. That's right, giving you your daily dose. Now, it's all about humane society. How does a conservationist wind up becoming a jeweler? We're going to find out all of that and so much more as soon as we come back. So don't go anywhere. Keep it right here. Here's the answer to the question. Welcome, Simon. How are you today?
Thank you very much. I'm very well, very well. It's a beautiful day for our first ever trunk show here at the Brass Monkey.
What motivated you to start this line?
I think, obviously, initially, my love for animals. I've always loved animals, but I got the opportunity a number of years ago to work on a game reserve, and I was teaching art and sculpture to children.
And that was in South Africa.
That was in South Africa, which is a beautiful, beautiful country. I got very, very close to a few animals, one being a rhino while I was there. I was actually charged down by a female rhino and knocked off my horse, and ever since then I've had an infatuation with rhinos. We have a rhino in our endangered collection, and I basically took the opportunity to make jewellery that would promote endangered animals and also give people the opportunity to realise that a lot of these animals are out there without anyone really giving a belief in their issues and problems.
Right.
So giving them a voice. So a lot of our endangered line has little cheeky sayings on the back. For instance, the polar bear says on thin ice. So it's pertinent to the animal's plight. A lot of polar bears are, through the lack of receding ice, through us unfortunately hurting the environment and the climate, polar ice is receding and they're not having the ice flows to hunt for food for their young, so they're becoming skinnier and they're not feeding the young, and obviously they're not creating the young that are dying. We also have a number of animals in the line, again with the cheeky sayings. Penguin says one hot chick, so it's an emperor penguin. They're having issues with the climate. The crab, as you mentioned, is very interesting. It's actually a crab. It's actually a crab that lives in the forests of Tanzania. Is a saltwater crab, but the way it survives is it stays in hollows of tree trunks. The rain is acidic and falls in there, and it actually takes other shells from snails, drops them in the acidic water dissolves it, and then enables it to have the calcium it needs to grow its own shell. That, unfortunately, is very popular and harvested for pregnant women because it's a great tincture, exactly, for the calcium. So it's being abused, and unfortunately its numbers are declining dramatically.
Now, I know that I'm looking at this piece right here, the Dash Hound, but I know that you did a special piece for Tori Spelling. Talk about that, because I thought that was very special.
We did. Now, Tori does love, did love Mimi LaRue. Her little pug dog that she had on many shows and was very, very popular, was connected with her. We made a pug pendant for her in the image of Mimi. We made it about a week before, unfortunately, Mimi died, which was very, very sad. She has her own show, as I'm sure a lot of your viewers are aware, and she wore the pendant on the show. We got a great response from that, which is fabulous. Not only did people hear about Cheeky Monkey and our recycled and eco, side of things, but also we got to commission a lot of pets for people, which is really, really fun. Which is one of the most favorite things I do, bringing out people's pets and the character of the pets.
All of your stuff is pretty much recycled jewelry because of the impact that mining actually has and makes areas barren. I wanted you to elaborate a little bit about that because I found it so amazing.
It's actually very, very interesting, and just a little background. We started 5 years ago, and we were one of pretty much the first recycled and fair trade jewelry company in the United States. When we started, people didn't even know that you could get recycled gold and silver jewelry. It just wasn't available. My real mission was to promote that and really educate people to that fact. There's enough gold and silver above ground to last the jewelry industry for the next 50 years. We do not need to mine anymore, but it's such a vicious industry and money-making industry that it's still going on today. Not only does it hurt the people that are mining it, they're not paid proper wages, they have no health care. More importantly, for me, it totally leaves the areas, as you mentioned, barren. They use a lot of cyanide to leach the ore away from the earth. They use high-pressure water jets that just washes away all the soil from the roots so no trees can grow. And obviously this cyanide runs back into the water system and kills millions and millions of fish. So, we're just trying to educate people that you don't need to buy jewelry. We sell a jewelry that comes with a story and with a heart, and that's kind of really what we're trying to do.
So, Simon, you're also working with the Eagles, the cheerleaders? What is that all about? I mean, it's not very often did you see jewelers like go with a cheerleading squad.
Absolutely. I mean, I was very, very fortunate. They were last year the first cheerleading troupe to actually bring out a fully eco-green calendar. I believe it's printed on recycled paper with soy inks. All the girls wear organic bikinis, and also they had a number of great companies working with recycled materials, a lot of bamboo and glass. So this year they called me up and asked would I like to get involved. I was obviously thrilled. Had a great time. They were kind enough to ask me to go down and be part of the judging there for the Philadelphia Eagles, the troupe. They are tomorrow, actually. I'm being asked to come back down again for the unveiling of the calendar. So they just shot it in some Caribbean country. I'm not quite sure where, but it was beautiful, the photos I saw. And I also designed, as part of the whole thing, an actual, which is the America's emblem, a bald eagle for them, which looks beautiful. That's part of online as well. And one of the girls wore that with one of the elephants. And hopefully it'll help promote those causes for those animals. And it's great, as you mentioned, that sports stars are really being green.
Well, there you have it. It's a story about how passion turned into a profession. Now, this teardrop, which is another piece of Simon from Cheeky Monkey Jewelry, is indicative of the tears that the animals cry because us humans don't keep in mind on how our actions affect them. So the next time you do what you do, be mindful of them too. Till next time, it's your host with the most, giving you your daily dose.